Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Claudia Nyree, and on here we talk about various fragrances that are in my collection. We are currently in a series and we have made it to day 11. Day 11 of our 11 days of Christmas layering or fragrance combos. If you are just catching this video and you want to catch it from the beginning, then always check the description box down below, and there you have from day 1 to today, up to current. And if you want to catch the last ones that I just talked about, this would be 9 and 10, which will be posted right here. But always go to the description box. I put in links. I put a lot into the description box, but you can catch the whole series down there. If you have never heard of me, again, my name is Claudia Nyree, and you can follow me on all my social medias. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. If you've been following me and you've been watching my videos, but you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notifications. So that way you can catch each and every video that I put up. And then you can join the community where on here, I'm just your host. You can tell me, what are you interested in? And if I have it in my collection, then I'll try to put out a video about it. To all of my returning subscribers, you know how I feel about you. Let's jump into day 11. Okay, so day 11 is going to be a fragrance that came out, oh God, I want to say in 2018. And it's one of those fragrances that I just wish they would have just kept around. You know, they always do great. They come out with a wonderful fragrance, a great combination, and then they discontinue it. The fragrance I'm talking about is Merry Cherry Cheer. Merry Cherry Cheer was cherry, pomegranate, sugar, citron, like almost like a lemon orange mix, and musk. This was so good. But the cherry in it was almost like a syrupy cherry. It's so great. I don't know why they discontinued it. They don't want to come out with it. But Bath & Body Works is known for coming out with the same fragrance. They'll change a note or two, and then they'll call it something else. Sometimes they don't even change the note. They just call it something else. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you along with this one, and then I have two more that was discontinued that I think they came back out with. If you are interested in knowing more about this one, then hey, let's jump into it. What would I pair with that? Of course, I'm going to pair Old Faithful. Old Faithful is that I'm going to go with the typical cherry note. Okay, well, why would you go with just the cherry note? Simply because it's the easiest one. The whole fragrance to me was just cherry. It was heavy in cherry, and I picked a fragrance that was a cherry note that can have I need a little more longevity with this particular one. And what I'm talking about is Lost Cherry. Lost Cherry is such a beautiful fragrance. But my God, when I tell you that it does not last, it will be on you. You'll be like, oh, this is great. I'm smelling wonderful. I'm smelling delicious. And it's gone. Like a blink of an eye, it's gone. And because it's in my collection, I want to still get some use out of it. So if you haven't by now, I know everybody's talked about this fragrance, but if you haven't heard about Lost Cherry, so let me tell you the notes. Lost Cherry is going to be bitter almond. It's going to have a liqueur, a black cherry note. It have a sour cherry note. So you got 2 doses of cherry. So why is it not lasting, right? It has a Turkish rose, jasmine, sambac. It has tonka bean, vanilla. It has cinnamon, benzoin, cloves, cedar, patchouli, and vetiver, right? But to me, that opening or that maybe hour, 2 hours you get of Lost Cherry is strictly the cherry note in liqueur. It is the bitter almond, the liqueur, that cherry, that sour cherry, along with black cherry. Gorgeous. Just does not last. If you pair it with Merry Cherry Cheer, if you happen to have this one, and again, I know that this will discontinue, but if you happen to have it, so this is for all the girls who are like me, who've been buying Bath & Body Works for years, you happen to still have this in your collection, pair it with Lost Cherry, it makes that cherry note last longer. It does. It makes it last longer. Now, are you going to get 5, 6, 7 hours? No. Because I just do not think Lost Cherry was built for that. I've tried layering Lost Cherry with another fragrance, and it gets lost in the other fragrance. But it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Tom Ford, come out with an Intense. Oh, it is so pretty. It is such a pretty scent. Tom Ford, come out with a Lost Cherry Intense. Please. I'm going to buy it. And I know that I'm not by myself. Okay, the next one I have that I pair with my Mary Cherry Cheer is I'm going to play onto that citron, that kind of lemony orange note, right? Now, the one I'm going to talk about now is one that I can't often wear for too long because it comes a little clawing on me. So that's where pairing it with Mary Cherry Cheer kind of softens it. And I'm talking about Alien Flora Futura. This is a truly floral fragrance. If you are into floral, you're going to love this. Hence why you see that it's in the small bottle. But is it a beautiful scent? Yes, but it is floral. This is a floral and citrus scent. The notes in it is citron. It is Buddha wood. It has night blooming. I want to say that probably is jasmine, most likely. And at least that's what I get, is a jasmine. It is white amber and it's sandalwood. Gorgeous, clean, floral scent, but it's floral. So when you add it with berry cherry, it gives it some sweetness. It takes it and makes it just a little bit sweeter, not so floral. Oh, I'm telling you, it's gorgeous together. It is what that fragrance was missing. A cherry note, a fruity, it needed a fruity note, something other than just that lemony orange fragrance note. But because they both have the citron in it, right? Then of course, you know, that's pairing great together. But the cherry that's in here is giving an added floral or fruity sweetness to all that floral. And it makes it where it's a little more wearable. And it doesn't, like I can wear Alien Flora Futura, but after a while, I feel like I need to come up or come home and just kind of wash it off. So, because it's just so, it's like a bouquet of flowers type floral to me on my skin. But when I pair it with Mary Cherry, it gives me more of a cherry fruity note, and I like it together. All right, the last one that I have that I pair with Mary Cherry Cheer is one that everybody used to talk about. It was like she was the girl. She was the one for the longest. And I'm talking about FERRAGAMO. This one here is like an icicle ice cream. It is so good. This is so good. Oh my God. It's like, and I'm a part of the people who was in love with it. Put it on my shelf and got lost in all of my other fragrances, and it's just been sitting. But today, I'm taking her back out because I see what I love about it. This one here, this fragrance have my standouts in it is the black currant, the rhubarb, the jasmine, the Tahitian vanilla, that abroxan, and that sandalwood. This smells like, to me, like an icicle. And it was an ice cream that was back when I was younger, and it was called Orange Icicle. And that's what this smells like. But when you take and pair it with the Mary Cherry Cheer, then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna keep getting that cherry. That cherry note is, if you need to add cherry to anything and you want to do it as a body spray and not so much as a fragrance, Mary Cherry is it. Yeah, it just made it just that much sweeter. It kind of took it to more of a fruit cocktail sweetness. So now you got the cherry now. You have the cherry that's blending with the black currant and that rhubarb. And then that star jasmine. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is beautiful together. If you happen to have this, because like I said, she was the girl for the longest. Everybody had to have her. And you happen to have this in your collection, put them two together. All right, so we made it through to day 11, and I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for all of y'all who have watched from day 1 to day 11. You are the legend. You are the one. I greatly appreciate y'all, and I hope that y'all been sharing these videos and more people have been introduced to me. I am so excited to do this. I do want to emphasize this is not normal. To all of you all who are just catching me and it's the holiday season, I do not post every single day. I may post maybe once or twice a week, but because I wanted to make sure that you all got all of my Christmas fragrance layering, so that when they do the winter SAS sale this year, and these come back out, possibly or not, they may come back out, you know, because you already have a fragrance in your collection, if I go get that spray that Claudia said that it would work great together, and try it out. But before we go, I do want to tell you what I think they replace some of these discontinued fragrances with. I believe they replace Merry Cherry Cheer with Winter Berry. There's a fragrance now, and I'll make sure that I post it, and it's Winter Berry. But I think with Winter Berry Wonder, what they did was they took the cherry note out, and then they added in a winter berry. They call it winter berry because I think they're playing more on that cranberry, pomegranate type fruitiness. I think they should have kept the cherry, but I strongly believe they replaced Merry Cherry Cheer with Winter Berry Wonder. Another one that I think that they did a replacement for, and it was one of them that was great, and we talked about this. I want to say this was day 9 or 8. I'm sorry, it might have been day 8, right? When we talked about this one here, and I'll make sure that I post that video to when we talked about this fragrance. If you haven't watched it, I strongly believe that they replaced this one, which is Coconut Mint Drop, with Frosted Coconut Snowball, which looks like this, right? And they came back in, and I think with that one was they kept the mint note, right? But they made it more like a secondary note. Whereas in here, the mint note was it was still a supporting one, but it supported the coconut. But they kept the frosted coconut, they kept the vanilla note, which is in here or whatever. But I think they replaced the mint that was in Chocolate Mint Drop and put in what they would call like sugar crystals, right? They should have kept the mint. But this is what I strongly believe when I smell Frosted Coconut Snowball. I just don't want to get it because I feel like this was a better blend when they made Coconut Mint. Now, the last one I did actually get. The last one that I think it was discontinued, and then they replaced it with something. I actually ended up getting both of them. And it's, again, with being a person like myself who constantly shops at Bath & Body Works, it is not surprising that I do find duplicates. Because I want to say I found another duplicate, and I'm going to post it right here. And I bought it, and it was Vanilla Mocha Cream, which has been done 3 different times. And I'm going to post the video that I found or that I put up on TikTok that shows you that they've been remaking that same fragrance since 2020. But the one that we're talking about right now was Sugar Plum Swirl. Sugar Plum Swirl, I did not add to our review, and I could have did a day 12, but I didn't want to add this one because the fact of it is, though I enjoy it, it has this sourness to it that I find is not as appealing as it should be. And it was originally called Sugar Plum Swirl, right? So I wanted more sweetness, whereas this is really basically like a not so ripe plum. When you bite into the plum, it's not yet juicy yet. It's what this one was. But I did end up getting it, and they replaced it with Ice Sugar Plum. But what they did with Ice Sugar Plum is they added in more of a petal floral note. And they added in marshmallow. So they added in what I felt like the original one was missing. And they nailed it. So I absolutely love this one. Ice Sugar Plum, in my opinion, is a replacement for Sugar Plum Swirl. But here, they gave me the missing sweetness that I wanted when I got this one. And as you see, I put a dent into it, but it has made it to my daughter's collection for her to wear because, like I said, she's getting into fragrances. And on my skin, it was a ripe plum. And I wanted more sweetness. So now I got it. I still got that plum note, but now my plum is now juicy. And they gave me the whipped marshmallow. So that's what I think. It's all of the replacements. So keep that in mind whenever you're going to Bath and Body Works and say you're like, oh, I really enjoyed this fragrance. You fall in love with it. You're not like me. You're not buying 4 and 5 of them at a time. You might be buying one, and then when you use it up, you go buy you another one. And because you have a large collection like I have, you don't end up ever really getting down to it till like several years later, like maybe 2 years later. And by that time, they've discontinued it. Know this, Bath and Body Works is going to put that fragrance out again. They may call it something else. They may change one note in it, but they will put that fragrance out again. But if you happen to have gotten Mary Cherry, Cheer, please tell me about it in the comments. Tell all of us who are watching this video, what did you layer that one with? I greatly appreciate all the time that you all have been spending with me. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and everything for you is wonderful and is blessed and you are ecstatic. We've made it to day 11. Again, I appreciate you. I'm going to take a small break, but then I'll be back. I'll see you in the next video.